Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are starting a very important and powerful story from world history. This is the story of World War I, a war that changed the world forever. But before we talk about the war, we need to understand something very important. Why did this war even happen? Was it just one small event, or was there something bigger behind it? To understand this, we have to go back to Europe in the early 1900s. At that time, Europe was one of the most powerful regions in the world. There were many strong countries like Britain, Germany, France, Russia, and Austria-Hungary. These countries were rich, advanced, and very proud of their power. On the outside, everything looked normal. People were working, cities were growing, and life seemed peaceful. But inside, the situation was very different. There was a lot of tension between these countries. They did not fully trust each other. Each country wanted to become stronger and more powerful than the others. They wanted more land, more control, and more influence in the world. This competition slowly created rivalry. Let us understand this step by step. The first reason was competition for power. Countries like Britain and Germany were trying to become the strongest nation in Europe. Britain had a very powerful navy, and Germany wanted to build an even stronger one. This created fear and suspicion. Each country started thinking, what if the other country attacks us? This fear slowly turned into preparation for war. The second reason was alliances. Alliances are agreements between countries. If one country is attacked, its allies promise to help it. At first, this idea looked safe and smart, but in reality, it made the situation more dangerous. Europe was divided into two main groups. One group was called the Triple Alliance. It included Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. The other group was called the Triple Entente. It included Britain, France, and Russia. Now, imagine this situation. If one country in a group gets into a fight, all the other countries in that group will join the fight. This means a small conflict can quickly become a big war. The third reason was militarism. Militarism means giving a lot of importance to the military. Countries started building strong armies and powerful weapons. They believed a strong army would protect them from enemies. But there was a problem. When every country is building weapons and preparing for war, it increases fear. Each country starts thinking that war is coming soon. So instead of stopping war, militarism actually made war more likely. Young men were trained to become soldiers. Governments spent huge amounts of money on guns, tanks, and war plans. War became something that countries were ready for at any time. The fourth reason was nationalism. Nationalism means strong love and pride for one's country. People believed their country was the best and most important. This pride was not always positive. In many cases, it created anger and hate toward other countries. In some regions, people from different cultures and groups wanted their own independent country. One such region was the Balkans. It was a very sensitive area with many ethnic groups living together. These groups wanted freedom and independence, which created conflict and tension. Austria-Hungary controlled some of these regions, but the people there were not happy. They wanted to break free and form their own nation. So now, if we look at the full picture, we can see something very important. Europe was not peaceful at all. Countries were competing for power. They were forming alliances. They were building armies, and people were filled with strong national pride. It was like a dangerous situation slowly getting worse every day. But the most important thing is this: no one stopped it. Leaders believed they were strong enough to handle any situation. They thought if war started, it would end quickly.
They did not understand how destructive modern war could be. Even common people were not afraid of war. Some even believed war would be exciting or heroic. They had no idea about the pain, death, and destruction that was coming. By the year 1914, Europe had become like a ticking bomb. Everything was ready. Alliances were in place, armies were prepared, tension was high. The situation needed just one small spark, one small event that could start everything. And very soon, that moment would come. A single incident would turn all this tension into a real war. A war that would involve many countries, a war that would change millions of lives forever. But what was that moment? What actually started the war? That is what we will see in the next part.